You can see that on the screen. I have so far recorded 4 AirAsia airplane vlog, and now it's the 5th one, I guess. We just have to get out and get started, I guess. Alright guys, right now is around 2:40 a.m. Really excited, but really also tired as well. So today we are flying from Kuala Lumpur to Tawau. I'm not sure if that is pronounced correctly, but basically we are going to Sabah. So I guess let's hop onto the car and let's get to the airport. We just arrived, as you guys can see from the back. This is still like at 3:45, and yeah, I think that's going to be one of my earliest time ever at the airport. Alright, so we just went past the checking thing, and now we are to the domestic departure hall and see what we can get, I guess. The journey starts with walking down the staircase to the center. In the center, it is mostly duty-free shops similar to the international departure, which leads into 2 sections to gates. Both J and K gates extend forever long. Compared to the international departure, it is pretty much the same thing, walking and turning at each end for a new pathway, but this one has more turns. And I think up there is the international departure area. Also, it is worth noting that during the time of recording, most shops and stores are still closed due to the Ramadan month, meaning fasting from sunrise to sunset, no food and drink are allowed to be consumed. Next, we took 2 escalators down to a lower level to continue. From now on, it will take a range of time to reach the gates. Now we have to chuck a UE. Overall, I would say it is very similar to the procedures from last time, but however, the duty-free shops are introduced first, then the gates itself. Finally, our first food store. There's still a long way to go, guys. This is worse than last time. I think I should return to what I said last year. How do you feel like the gate now has changed from C31 to C13?
I am in a lot of shock.
This is why I don't choose cheap airlines. And we are finally here. Remember what I had said before about the food store? That's literally the only shop in this whole K-gate section. There's also an Old Town Cafe shop near that shop, which is also the only food store for dining, which I have to say, it is quite different to the international departure hall. Additionally, there are a few rest and go sections in this hallway, along with some fresh water dispenser station. Personally, I felt very oppressive in the space as I believe it was the ceiling. And now we are in the waiting zone for boarding. I do have to say that it is quite strict to enter, as you will need your boarding pass and IC being checked before entering. The space can be seen as very crowded, full of people and not enough seats. The current time is at 5:42 a.m. in the morning, and we are flying to Tawau. Tawau is the 3rd largest city located in Sabah. Tawau is also known for its cocoa production. The AirAsia plane that we are boarding today is AK5744, which is based on the aircraft A320. This plane will take us to Tawau in about 2.5 hours. If you want to get an early flight to Tawau, this flight is the perfect option. When step into the aircraft, it is the usual seat configuration 3-3. The first 5 rows and emergency exit rows at the wings are the hot seats. The normal seats contains a foldable table tray, a front pocket involving a magazine, safety card and a sickness bag, and a space below to store your belongings. Again, the legroom space isn't ideal. The magazine is split into 2 sections, one being the food selections on the plane, and the other is dropping items. Upon receiving the food, a piece of tissue, cutlery bag, and an extra selected drink is given. Inside the container, a cup of peanut sauce, 3 pieces of rice, and 4 pieces of chicken satay is included. First, I tried the chicken satay. It tastes good with the sauce. There's still a bit of juicy flavor in the chicken, but it's near dry. Then, it is the rice. The rice cube overall was a bit dry, and possibly a bit hard to swallow. Next, I tried the drink. It is called the Calamansi Oolong Tea. The drink also came in a bottle and a cup of ice. The drink was quite different to what I was expecting. It had a really good taste and feel, so I would recommend you buying it. The add-on for drinks is only 3 ringgit. Together with the meal is 20 ringgit. It will depend on other meals. Overall, it was a really smooth landing and a smooth journey as well. There wasn't any major turbulence and the weather was all sunny throughout the flight. Took around 2.5 hours to get to Tawao, and I even have a small conversation with one of the flight attendants before leaving the airplane. Clip at the end of the video. Now we are going into the immigrations again, and now we're going to the arrival hall. Once we got past the immigration, walk down the stairs will lead us to the baggage claiming area. This area is much larger than the KLIA International Airport. Then we walked to the XX. The exterior design of the airport looked very similar to a bus terminal. Along the sides are shops. And 4 days later, we are now returning to Kuala Lumpur. You can check out what I have done in Tawau by following my Instagram account. I had posted all 4 days of the journey in posts and a full compilation of stories. Link are below, and remember to follow my Instagram account. Now let's review Tawau Airport. Back in the Tawau Airport, the check-in counters include AirAsia, Malaysia Airlines as the main operational counters. The outside includes a self-boarding machine for AirAsia only. As we walked into the departure section, there are some last-minute shops alongside selling food or items. There are also shops besides the check-in area. Interestingly, the departure hallway connects to the outside area, which means we can access the departure hall without going into the check-in area. To me, it is the first time and I'm quite surprised. By taking the escalator, we arrive at the pre-departure hall. A queue is required to enter the waiting zone for boarding. A space in the middle separates the boarding and the departure area, which is the center garden. This is somewhat similar to KLIA's jungle boardwalk at the center of the departure hall. Upon entering the waiting zone, almost the whole zone is occupied by rows of seats. There's only one dining store and a rest and go station. Occasionally, you can see birds flying around the airport in and out. There's also only one charging station near gate 4, additionally with a snack store nearby. Also, Tawau Airport isn't big in size, only 4 gates and one of them is downstairs to the ground. We can also see that there's a restaurant besides the center garden beneath the departure hall. Both the departure, immigration and checking are all in one corner, very similar to KLIA International Airport. The departure hallway extends all the way to the end. It is also used as the arrival hall, and this connects into the immigration hall, which are interconnected. There's a gate change from 4 to 2. The plane still hasn't landed yet, but they are calling us for departure. I think it's because of the amount of people in gate 4, the seating area. There's not a lot of people. And now there's suddenly a bunch of people sitting there, and there's more people outside that is waiting to come into the departure hall. So I think that they want to divert some people to the gate even before the plane has even landed, to get some more space for the next part of people to just sit there. So I think that's my thoughts. Only about 6 minutes later, the plane landed in Tawau Airport. The plane we'll be flying today is Airbus A320, the Sandra livery. If you want to get an afternoon flight back to Kuala Lumpur, this is the perfect option. Not long from the airplane from landing, we were ready to board again. As previously mentioned, the plane is an Airbus A320 and delayed for boarding. To save time for boarding and departure, the plane didn't refuel anything and let the passengers to leave the plane and line up to board immediately. Before stepping into the airplane, I quickly noticed a Wi-Fi available sign. To connect, it is required to download the AirAsia Super app. It also costs money because the aircraft is an Airbus A320. Nothing is different compared to the flight to Tawau, except at the back of the foldable table tray, an ad is on the back. Legroom space isn't ideal, and let's take a look at the lavatory. The lavatory is small, but it consists of a really good speaker to hear what the pilot is speaking.
Fine evening is 2 hours and 40 minutes and we are...
The expected flight time was about 2 hours and 40 minutes, and now let's take off. And with a smooth transition, we are now eating dinner. I chose the mix and match package, and in total it only costs 10 ringgit, which contains many packs of chocolate chips and Oreos, plus iced lemon tea. I do have to mention that everyone on the plane was eating hot cups as dinner, and mainly due to not refilling hot meals before departure. Anyways, both of the snacks taste really good, and I particularly enjoy the iced lemon tea. In the end, we arrived 20 minutes earlier than expected, which I have to say, the pilot chased the time back sufficiently. The airplane parked at gate K9, and always remember, turn right after arrival. After around 5 minutes of walking, we are back at where we started 4 days ago. Under the escalator is the baggage claiming area, no immigration is needed. And that's it for today's video.
Alright, 拜拜，拜拜，
拜拜，怎样？好吃吗？你的沙爹？
可以
OK 啊，
真的
那
非常
水好喝吗？可
真的好喝
refreshing 啊。
，Yeah，
谢谢啊。
alright，拜拜。
And that's the real end of today's video. If you do enjoy it, make sure to check out some of my other airplane vlogs video by clicking the playlist above or the link below. Hotel vlog in Tawau will be coming out soon. Make sure to hit subscribe and leave a like for supporting this channel. And now, I will see you in the next video.